Hey guys, this is Camfrey15 and I'm back with another video for the Chicago Bears recap. Obviously, you can tell I'm hyped right now because that was a great game that I just watched because the Chicago Bears beat the Dallas Cowboys 31 to 24. Man, something a load just got took off me. A load just got took off me after watching this game. And these are some of the things I just got to say about the game. By far, this was the best game the Bears have played all season long. This by far was the one game that I was very excited to watch from beginning. Well, actually, from after the time we scored the first touchdown to basically the end of the game. And also, I just want to say this. This was the Bears team we were supposed to get this season. This game tonight, was the Bears game that this was supposed to be the team we were supposed to be seeing. This was the team we were supposed to be seeing. I put in a tweet saying this is the Bears team I expected to see that promised us that they'd be even better than last year's team. This game was what it needed to be. Now, most of it was to do because the Cowboys were just dysfunctional. And I'm just going to say this. If the Cowboys do not fire Jason Garrett by tomorrow morning, I don't know what the hell they're doing. Because first things first, on the Cowboys side, the Cowboys looked like they lost complete trust in Jason Garrett. Just from the cameras alone of all the things they were doing on the sidelines, they were up in each other's faces. They looked depressed, basically. Man, they looked like the life had been taken out of them. Like, there was one person, they were rolling the camera on Jalen Smith, and he was like, get out of here, get out of here. I was like, yeah, that's a problem. They don't lose him. And then you had some guy sitting on the sideline like, dude, I'm sorry. If I'm from the Cowboys standpoint, how can you not fire Jason Garrett tomorrow morning? I'm sorry. Jason Garrett needs to be fired tomorrow morning. Literally. Literally. If you have players looking depressed on the sidelines, why the hell keep him? More importantly, let's be honest. The Cowboys were just utterly destroyed this game. The final score can be by freaking 7 points or whatever, and Dak Prescott could put whatever numbers he put on, which was all garbage time personally. But if you look at the overall game, the Bears dominated the Cowboys for the majority of this game. Like literally, it was like at one point in the quarter, it was 24-7, and for the longest part of this game, it was 31-14. The Cowboys literally were blown out this entire game. Now the Bears defense just let up and they just played aggressive. The Cowboys would have lost by the same exact score, 31-14. If still the same time, if I'm the Cowboys, I'd fire Jason Garrett tomorrow morning or heck, even tonight, tell him you just lost your job. But knowing the Cowboys, they're probably going to keep him, especially Jerry Jones and stuff like that. But we're not here to talk about the Cowboys. We're not a Cowboys channel. We're a Chicago Bears channel. So the Cowboys can move on, keep being dysfunctional as they drop to 6 and 7. Probably might not even make the playoffs now because of this loss. So, and, things are looking up for us. So, anyways, the Bears go to 7 and 6. And I'm a very happy camper. A very happy camper. I'm just gonna get this out the way. I'm not a fan of this person. You guys have obviously seen my rants about him. I still don't think he's the quarterback of the future, but I digress. The MVP of tonight's game, and I know I've been giving these out the last couple of weeks, but the MVP of tonight's game is Mitchell Trubisky. He had another good game tonight. He only just built off what happened from Detroit, and he did even better. He played even better than he did last week. I literally thought when he threw the first pick, that's when I'm like, okay, here we go. He threw a pick where there was literally nobody in the area. He just forced a pass, and the Cowboys defender made a really good interception. Not gonna hate on that. But at the same time, Trubisky threw a really stupid ball. A really stupid ball for an interception. No one was even in the area. And it's like, oh great, here we go again. Here we go. Mitch doesn't play good in primetime games. After that, Mitchell Trubisky, I think, from what I can remember, scored like 3 straight touchdown drives. More importantly, he made the Cowboys defense look silly. I have to give my props to him. I've been negative, I've been critical, highly critical of his play. But I have to give him the MVP award tonight's game. I have to give him his due credit. He played a really good game tonight. Now, the one thing is, he played to his strengths, which we've been asking for literally the past 14 weeks. And that is Mitchell Trubisky using his legs to help out his arm. He did that in tonight's game. Look at that. He had like 67 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. The 1 rushing touchdown he had in this game says it all. I may not be a fan of Trubisky, especially after this year, but I'm just going to say this. If Mitchell Trubisky runs the ball with his legs, along with passing, the Bears are a dangerous team to play, especially in offense. Because guess what? You don't know if he's going to take off running or if he's just going to go throw the ball. Trubisky played a good game today. I can't hate on him. After that interception, he turned around. He was like, you know what? I made a bad play. I'm going to play good the rest of the game. And after that, he played the rest of the game. Literally, I saw no criticisms with him whatsoever. I cannot say he had one bad play after that interception. He literally played after that interception almost perfectly flawless. Personally, if you ask me, this even topped what he did last week. This is his best game of the season, and it might be the best game of his career he had, which says a lot out of all the games he's had. And yes, you can say, but the Lions games could be counted as some of his best games of his career. No, I actually think, for once, on primetime stage, he had probably the best game of his career. And it's funny because I was looking at the Bears social media page. Alex Brown, who's been highly critical of Mitchell Trubisky, they showed him a picture of wearing a number 10 jersey. Now, let's be real. You're not going to catch me wearing a number 10 jersey anytime soon. Like I said, you know, I appreciate what Trubisky did. But, listen, let's be real. I still don't want him on the team next year. And even if he's on the team next year, I don't want him starting. Trubisky played a good game. I have to admit that. I will admit that. Like I said, it still doesn't change the fact that, you know, he's either going to be gone next year or he's not going to be the starter going into next year. Because I believe that the Bears are going to bring a quarterback in for free agency and draft a quarterback in the draft to have some competition. But I'll just say this before I go talking to the rest of the offense. If Trubisky continues to play now, in past weeks I said Trubisky needs to give me a reason to why he needs to stay on this team. That's 2 weeks in a row, folks, that he has played some impressive games. 2 in a row. If he can continue this next week's against the Packers defense in Lambeau, and then week 16 against the Chiefs, and then go to Minnesota and have a very impressive game in Minnesota, and they all result in wins, and if they result in losses, but he plays well and he's not the reason why the Bears lose the game, you might have to make me rethink about him staying on the roster. Now, you'll make me change my position of him of me wanting him to get off the team. My position would, if he plays really good enough to where he can get the Bears to a possible playoff spot, you know, what I have to say is, you know, he deserves to be on the team next year, but he'll deserve to compete for the starting job. So, yeah, this is that's what I like from Trubisky. If he does the same exact game plan he does next week against the Green Bay Packers by using his feet, at the same time using his arms to throw on the run, and he has a very efficient game against the Packers, I don't care what Packer fans say. We can easily walk into Lambeau and have the same exact game we played tonight. Personally, they should want to play the Packers after that frickin' week 1 crap. The Bears owe it to the fans to get the Packers win back. So anyways, we're not here going to be talking about next week. We'll talk about next week later. Now for the rest of the offense, David Montgomery had a good game too. I thought he had a very good game rushing the ball. He personally played like Zeke should have played tonight. Getting hard yards and fighting for every inch. Um, he did fumble one time, which came at a pretty bad time in the game, but at the same time, the Bears got the stop to basically nullify the fumble. Now, personally, if you ask me, the refs were like legit crap this game. Literally, they were and for some reasons, the penalties were just terrible, terrible. Um, it's like the freaking, for starters, it's like the refs were allergic to looking at Jalen Smith. I'm sorry. On the one touchdown where Allen Robinson literally is like in a wrestle fist with Jalen Smith for the touchdown. On those three straight plays, which two were to Javon Wims, and the last touchdown was to Allen Robinson. You cannot deny the fact that the refs missed a bunch of calls on that. Every of those downs, I don't care what anybody says. Every one of those downs, especially the Allen Robinson one, were all PIs or holding calls. The Javon Wims one were PIs. The Allen Robinson touchdown one could have been PI/holding. And I say that because Jalen Smith was not even looking at the ball. And two, he was literally tugging and pulling down and holding on Javon Wims and Allen Robinson. I don't know why the refs missed that. Literally, I saw that from the brink of my eyes. I'm like, Jalen Smith is literally holding them on freaking, on holding us and preventing us to catch the ball. But the refs want to call it ticky-tack, block in the back, when all you do is just basically just push a guy, like just slightly, and they call that a block in the back. And also another thing the refs missed. I think I counted like almost 4 face mask penalties the freaking Dallas Cowboys had, and the refs did not call crap. The refs missed like 4, almost 5 face mask penalties on us. Literally, the Dallas Cowboys were literally, when they came to tackling us, they were literally mugging our defenders. They were face masking us. They were freaking, they were freaking holding all over. I trust and believe. I have my gripes with the refs, but it was terrible. It was terrible. Literally terrible. Jesus, I cannot believe the refs miss all those calls, but then they want to give us a little ticky-tack, blocking the back penalty. When Javon Wims didn't even block him all that much. He just did a slight little push and put his hands up. And it's like, okay, I see how it is. I see how it is, refs. And another thing with the refs, I don't know what was up with it, but every time we were at like a standstill pile, when David Montgomery would run the ball, the refs would not blow the whistle for a majority of the time. And that's one of the reasons which led to the Montgomery fumble. Like literally, our running back, Montgomery would be getting stood up for like, 5 seconds, like 5 to 10 seconds almost after the first contact. He's just being stood up, and there's just a huge pile that's not moving anywhere. And the Dallas Cowboys are literally trying to rip the ball out of Montgomery. And I'm like, blow the whistle, refs. But then when, we do the same thing for Ezekiel Elliott, the refs blow the whistle like fast. So it goes to show where the refs lie with the Dallas Cowboys. But at the end of the day, they still lost. Allen Robinson had another productive game again. What can I say? Next thing, Allen Robinson deserves an extension. Allen Robinson deserves an extension. I don't care what anybody does. Resign that man. Going into next season, you need to sign him to a contract extension. He's the number one receiver. He is the number one receiver of this team. Also, he's obviously, this season, he's been a top 5 receiver. You cannot deny the fact. He's a top 5 receiver. In a down year for this Chicago Bears offense, Allen Robinson has put up career numbers. I dare anybody to come up on me and say Allen Robinson is not a top 5 receiver this year. He's played like a top 5 receiver this year. And the likes of Michael Thomas, Julio Jones, all the other great receivers out there playing good ball. Anthony Robinson, in a down offensive year, has played like an Pro Bowler all-star. And he's a top 5 receiver. And more importantly, he deserves to be in the Pro Bowl. Hands down. He should be a first ballot for a Pro Bowl. And if he doesn't make the Pro Bowl, just screw the NFL and their fans for saying that. Because you cannot tell me if you watch one Bears game, you're gonna be like, Mitchell Trubisky's not playing a good game, but damn, Allen Robinson has played a great game. Again, Allen Robinson literally abusing another team. The only team he really didn't do nothing against was the Los Angeles Rams. So, yeah. Another thing I saw on offense, the tight ends. We finally, goodness gracious, the tight ends. Jesper Howe, Horsted, Lou Holtz. My goodness, I've seen more tight end play this game than we have seen the entire dang season from Trey Burton. Heck, I even saw one comment saying from that one play Lou Holtz had, like, off that tight end screen where he literally went into the red zone. One dude tweeted out, Lou Holtz literally made one of the best Bears tight end plays this year, are more than Adam Shaheen has ever done his entire career. We finally got tight end production, and see how much the tight end production helps out this offense. Jesus, there's so many things this offense was like different tonight. This offense played almost somewhat similar to last year's offense. Everyone gets involved. What I like to see, which we were promised. Another good thing I gotta say, Matt Nagy's play calling in this game was good. I did not see one bad play calling, except that one trick play when they had, I think, Montgomery and Cordell Patterson in the backfield. Yeah, that was the only bad play I said, but I didn't really have an issue with that. But Matt Nagy, he played called a great game. A great game. Something similar to like last year. Cordell Patterson, he had an impressive play on offense. Can I say anything much more? The offensive line, they played actually pretty good. They played pretty good. The offensive line hasn't been the best play, but they played pretty good. They showed up tonight, they buckled their helmets, and they played tonight. Shockingly, Charles Leno did not get beat off the ball easy. Well, technically there was one play he kind of did, but I digress. But yeah. I guess my only other thing is Anthony Miller. I know it was like one of the second to last drives of the game for the Bears. I just need Anthony Miller to be more fluid with catching the ball, please. You cannot be dropping easy first down and 10 catches or third down conversion catches and, dropping them. You can't do that. So I need him to start catching the ball. Heck, even in Detroit, he was bottling some balls before he finally had possession to catch the ball. So, yeah. But other than that, the Bears' offense played pretty good. And I got to give them credit. They deserve an A+. Well, yeah, they deserve an A+. I'll give them an A+. They played phenomenal. Now let's get over to the defense. Before I get to defense, special teams. Special teams, they did what they needed to do. A2. They deserve an A2. And then defense. They deserve an A2. Now, you can go look at the Cowboy stats of what they did. I say all those stats Dak had and, all the other receivers, receiving yards they got. Those are all garbage time stats. Let's be real. When it was still 31-14, there was like almost 3 minutes left to go in the game. The Cowboys were literally racking up garbage time stats. You can take those garbage time stats, and Dak probably only has like 125 yards passing and 0 touchdowns for the game. If we hold him to that score, like literally, Jesus. I say get pressure on Dak. We sure as hell did get pressure on Dak Prescott because he was literally inept tonight. Literally inept. My goodness. We made Dak Prescott look terrible. Holy crap. And this guy's asking for like more than $40 million or something like that. After that play? Jeez. Now, yes, you can say that to Jason Garrett, but at the same time, he wasn't helping out their team anymore either. Also, shockingly, when the game started getting out of hand, it kind of played to the Bears' defense, power play, or their strength, because they stopped running the ball with Ezekiel Elliott. Like, Ezekiel Elliott only got one huge run. Hold on, guys. Ezekiel Elliott only got like one huge rush. And after that, He was literally, honestly, inept for this game. He didn't do nothing either. And I said one of my keys to the game was stopping Ezekiel Elliott. He did nothing in this game. He was honestly average at best. He only had, like I said, one huge yard game where he just did the freaking feed me more Zeke crap he's doing all the time. And yeah, he literally did nothing to this game. And it made the Cowboys want to pass more. And when the Cowboys started passing more, that's kind of when the Bears kind of won the game. So, the funny thing is, I was telling my friend when we were at Buffalo Wild Wings watching the game, I was telling my friend, we're literally playing the exact same type of scheme most teams do up against our offense. That means shut down the run and make the quarterback try to beat us with his arm. That's what we did with Dak. That's what we did with Dak. Now, Dak is no scrub or anything. He's played well this season, but the one thing that most people have been saying about Dak is if he doesn't have a run game, he usually doesn't play good. And he did not play good at all this game. At all. You can say, but what about the fourth quarter, end of the game? That's garbage time sets. I don't care what he did in the garbage time. Everything he did in garbage time was legit crap. Half the yards, he should have really finished with like 125 yards, like I said, and no touchdowns. You know, literally, we made Dak Prescott try to beat us around. We gave him the Trubisky syndrome, which other teams always try to be like Trubisky. And that's like, we're going to sit back here, and we're going to get pressure on you, despite anything, and we're going to make you beat us with your arm. And he didn't. Khalil Mack, the defensive line was a force. They got more pressure than I thought they did. Khalil Mack, he made a great, cleat tackle on Dak Prescott, who could have scrambled for a first down. He made a great tackle. We didn't force any turnovers this game. We almost had a pick by Kyle Fuller. I'm starting to really get sick of Kyle Fuller. Literally, I'm starting to get sick of him. He keeps dropping too many easy interceptions. I'm sorry. It's been like that since last year, week 1. He drops too many easy interceptions that are just gimme. Just catch the ball, and that's an interception. Kyle Fuller needs to start learning how to catch some footballs to pick some balls off. For the most part, I thought we would get carved up in the secondary, but we really didn't get carved up in the secondary because the pressure got there. And I guess I can also give another, co-MVP to, Kevin Pierre-Louis. Now, if you remember Kevin Pierre-Louis, he's the guy that ran into the Raiders punter way back in week 5 in London. Trust and believe. If you watched my recap from all the way back then, you probably heard me saying that Kevin Pierre-Louis should have been cut the day after that game. Luckily, he's on this team still because he filled in for Roquan Smith when he went down with an injury. And yeah, he came in and played his tail off, almost like how Nick Kwiatkowski filled in and played. And he played a really good game. I gotta give him credit. He played a good game. I think there was one play. He just bull rushed Zeke, and he literally bulldozed him into Dak Prescott, which made Dak Prescott force a really bad throw. But, stuff like that. And yeah. And the last thing I gotta say is, like I said earlier, Roquan Smith went out with an injury. Now, they said it was a pectoral injury. He's probably gonna get an MRI on that. Now, hopefully he's able to get the go to play against the Packers. Because if he doesn't, not to say that I still don't trust his defense, but man, the injuries are really racking up on this defense. As, I'm like, really? We not only lost Akeem Hicks, who's gonna probably more than likely come back to next week against the Green Bay Packers, but we lost Danny Trevathan for the season, basically. And now we're losing Roquan. So we're basically with 2 backup linebackers. And yes, Nick Kwiatkowski has played good. But still, next week we play Aaron Rodgers. So, hopefully Roquan gets to go to play next week. I would actually highly be in doubt if he does play because it was a pectoral injury. But, yeah, but at the same time, maybe if Roquan was still in this game, we probably would have beat the Cowboys. Might have probably not even scored a point, to be honest. So yeah, hopefully he's able to go next week. But yeah, other than that, that's all I gotta say about this game. this was the one game where I saw everything was complete. Everybody deserves an A across the board. All the players deserve an A. You know, all the coaching staff deserves an A. This was a great performance today, because and we finally got the win when we needed to get a freaking win. This was one of the key wins. I said the Bears need to come out here with some fire, with some passion. They need to go out there, get the W, and take it to the Cowboys and win it. They did all that, and they won the game. They finally won a game that they were supposed to win, a must-win game, and stuff like that. Now, that doesn't rectify the other 4 losses they've had in the season that should have been must-win games. But still, this win is good from the standpoint of this. Now, you took care of one game. Now you're going to move on to Lambeau Field. That's the next game against the Green Bay Packers, your division rival. You got to go out to Lambeau Field and go beat those guys now. You beat the Cowboys. Do your club dub celebration and stuff like that. But now, tomorrow, or, Saturday or Sunday, it's time to get back to the grind and start to work, start to practice. Now we're in the hunt for the playoffs. Now, like I said, whether we win a game or lose a game, it don't matter. Basically, essentially, some of the other teams are going to have to just straight out lose out. Like the Rams are going to have to lose out for us to move up in the hunt, as well as possibly get a wild card check. We also need the Vikings to lose more. Now, the Packers could lose more, but I don't see them losing any more games, really, unless us by any chance. But the Vikings are the next, best choice for them to, I guess, go on a little mini losing streak. Stuff like that. Now, I highly doubt they'll lose this week because they play the Detroit Lions, especially with David Blau. I bet they're going to embarrass him. But, the Bears still are alive. Look, at the end of the day, if we went out and we go 10-6 but miss the playoffs, yes, it's a disappointing. But at the same time, you can be happy. Be like, well, this team at the end of the day had some fight in them where they weren't backing down from the challenge. So you have to give them credit where it's credit is due. Now, still, there's things that need to be changed on this team, obviously. There's changes that need to be made. But at the same time, you can still look at this team and be like, well, they fought back and they finished off with a 10-6 record in the NFL, which is a decent record that could possibly get you into the playoffs, depending on your division. Now, I wish we were in the NFC East division because we'd probably be leading that right now. But, yeah, this was the one game that I expected to see out of the Bears. And this is the one game, I'm just going to say, it got me excited. It got me hyped. And I'm just going to say this. If we beat the Green Bay Packers, this team might have actually brought that confidence I long lost weeks ago back in me. Because if we beat the Green Bay Packers, I feel even more confident we beat the Kansas City Chiefs. And then I feel even more confident if we beat the Chiefs, we beat the Vikings. And if somehow we get into the playoffs, I don't care what anybody says. You may call me blasphemous for saying this. You may call me crazy. You may call me delusional. If we somehow get into playoffs, we'll be the hottest football team in the NFL. I don't give a damn what anybody says. My prediction was the Bears go to the Super Bowl. If the Bears can do all those prerequisites and get into the freaking game, they're going to go to the Super Bowl. If they do that. And yes, I said I wasn't going to wear my Bears jersey again, but after this win, it gets me hyped again. It gets me hyped. So Bears fans, pull them jerseys out your trash cans. Bears fans, pull those jerseys out your little shelves, your closets. And we beat the Green Bay Packers. You definitely got to put those jerseys back on. Personally, you should put them on this week because it's Green Bay week. We need to beat those cheeseheads to have a chance of getting into the playoffs. And I have full confidence. If we play like this, we play tonight, we are beating the Green Bay Packers next week on Sunday. And getting back that win we should have had week 1. This is Camper 15. We can easily make the playoffs if we win out and we play like we did tonight. Like I said, this is Camper 15. If you like the video, leave a like. If there's a comment you'd like to leave, put down a comment. And what's your confidence meters now to the Bears possibly making the playoffs? Also, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more Chicago Bears content. The Bears aren't out of the water yet. The Bears aren't out of the water yet. If Mitchell Trubisky wants to play like Money Mitch, we can walk into Green Bay, beat the brakes off those guys. Because I don't think, personally, the Green Bay Packers aren't even that good. You just have to limit to what Aaron Rodgers can do and stop the run. They're not that good. Their defense, I think, is honestly not that good either. They're decent, but they're not that good. The Bears have a chance, Bears fans. You can call me crazy, you can call me delusional. But they have a chance to make the playoffs, and if they get in the playoffs, I don't care what anybody says. They will go on the way to the Super Bowl. Now that's crazy for me to say right now, but I'm just going to say that. This team has instilled hope in me again. This is the performance that need me to get this jersey back on. This was the performance. Now replicate it in Green Bay, and you got me back on the wagon again for this team. I'm just going to say this. The Bears are a scary team to play when they got confidence. When each and every one of those players have confidence in that locker room, that's a scary team to play. The Bears are back in the hunt, guys. Let's go out there in Green Bay and let's go beat the Cheeseheads. Let's do this thing. Bear down! This is Camper 15. I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a great night.